Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It is almost 2025, and 2025 means new Lego sets, including new space, castle, and other crazy stuff like that. Like, what is going on? The announcements have been rolling in for sets coming up next year, and it's oh, one second. Why is that coming to my ears? I
You good, Brad?
had it open on my other browser, and so then I started hearing the commercial, and I was like,
Started talking to
but
yourself.
so much good stuff is coming out next year, and here to talk about it with me is, of course, Matticus Bricks and Cheesy Studios. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Yeah, thanks for having us on. It's always good to be on a Brad stream.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a while, but I'm glad we can make this work
Yeah.
a little last minute. Very exciting news, obviously, to talk about. So
Look, yesterday got me excited. I saw that announcement come through, and I was like, okay, Lego, I see what you're doing this year. I see what you're doing this year.
It was like
So,
Blacktron Renegade. It was just all
yeah,
over the feeds everywhere, and I was part of it too. I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie. I posted a video of it.
Yeah. It was actually really great. I'm glad I saw that. And then, if you haven't so far, Cheesy just dropped an awesome video today comparing the new versus old Blacktron sets, which I highly recommend checking out because it was a fantastic video comparing the new and old, and we're gonna get into that here in a second. But first off, what is up, everyone? It is really good being back. The last time I did a stream like this, it was my most viewed stream of actually this year, and it was Medieval Town Square with Cheesy Studios and Goldfire. So, you know, the bar's high, but we can make it happen.
no pressure.
But guys, welcome. What is up, everyone in the chat? Guys, give us your thoughts as we talk about this stuff. Let us know in the chat what you're thinking about these sets. But of course, we gotta start off with the big announcement that came in yesterday, which was the new Blacktron Renegade, which will be dropping January 1st. But that's only if you're a VIP member. If you're not a VIP member, which if you buy Lego and are not a VIP member, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Like literally, that is coming out January 4th for the rest of you. And it's going to be $100, right? I'm getting that
It
right.
is.
And honestly,
because the rumors said 110, so this is awesome.
really,
And
I
I
don't
think
remember.
the Galaxy Explorer was also 100, and that was what,
Yes.
2 years ago. So it's really nice to see it being released at the same price point and not, a little bit of a hike.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, because usually with these kinds of thing, if we get, because, so I saw RR Slugger's video about this too, and one point he's made, he's like, people are going to compare this a lot to the Galaxy Explorer, but it's not always the best comparison, which I agree with some of the points he was making there. But since this is the big spaceship for, classic space, it's kind of nice to feel like we get a set that's like, I kind of feel like Lego's doing this line of just making older spaceships bigger and more detailed and making them around $100, which honestly, compared to the $200 to $500 sets we've been getting, $100 for a set like this is amazing.
I mean, I'd take a $500 Blacktron cruiser.
No.
Message
Really
intercept
cool.
base deluxe. Let's go.
Oh, it includes another ship.
Well, I mean, honestly, they could do it where it's like the big base and then another ship, or even a big base and the ice planet base. I mean, what?
Landing
Not
pad. Honestly, listen, totally. Sorry to jump the gun there, but I'm like, give us a space base at some point.
Yes.
Totally.
I know a lot of people were hating on this because we're not getting it. We didn't get a space base. And I was like, okay, first off, this
Take
set
time.
is incredible. Like, I am excited for the space base. Like, I would love Lego to do a space base because we haven't gotten something like that. They've really been just doing, like, forts for pirates and castles for castle. But, like, a base would be cool, but space is about spaceships. How can you be upset when we get a spaceship?
Nothing
I
to
think
be
to
upset
some
over.
extent. Oh, sorry. Go
That's
ahead.
okay. No, that's all I had to say.
I mean, to some extent, I just think the spaceships tend to be more iconic from the space line too.
Yeah.
Because like the bases are super fun sets, but you got to admit some of them are pretty weird looking. I mean, when you think of a lot of them, message intercept base included, it is just those two massive dome pieces, and there's like not a lot of substance to the set beyond that. But that does give great room for improvement should they do a remake.
Agreed. I can definitely agree with that, and I think like that's the reason honestly why I want to see them do a base is because like as you said, a lot of the old bases are very overhyped. So
There's a lot. I think the two Blacktron bases in particular
they
are
were good.
phenomenal. The first Blacktron is way better than the one that I'm representing. Unfortunately, I don't have a Triforce Blacktron shirt, but
I do,
yeah.
but it's too cold for me to wear that right now.
Yeah.
It just started snowing,
It's
so
toasty in my basement. But yeah, no,
It's
some
not in
of
my
those space bases are very sparse and could use a little bit of improvement. So
for
maybe
sure.
someday.
But let's talk about this set today. So let's get right into it. So this is a remake of the Blacktron Renegade ship, which is really cool. And interesting fact that Cheesy pointed out in his video. Didn't you say this was like a $30 set back in the day?
Yeah, $29.99 in 1987.
And it would have went for $80 now if it was
yeah,
for
I think
inflation.
it came out
So what
to
is that
it's
in
somewhere
Korean?
around 85. It's insane price to part ratio.
And the set itself goes for hundreds of dollars. So
yeah,
honestly, this is like comparable value-wise. We're looking good.
really good.
You can
Now
get
this,
yourself a Blacktron ship without really breaking the bank.
yeah, for sure, and that's really awesome about this set. And the great thing is, this came right off the heels of the Blacktron Cruiser, which was a fantastic GWP. It's one that I was very big a fan of, and I feel like there are some details that I wish they could have done differently in the Blacktron GWP now that we have the Blacktron Renegade, like printed parts, which is something we'll talk about here in a second. But honestly, like, this set was phenomenal. So, and it pairs besides one detail, which we'll get to in a second here, it pairs very well, at least from what I've seen, with that bigger Blacktron ship. So it's really cool that we're kind of like starting to get more of the fleet. But I was kind of hoping when I heard rumors for Blacktron that it might be Blacktron 2, but you know what? I'm still going to take this set.
Maybe someday.
Hopefully.
Trans neon green though.
Yeah, I know. We need to get those trans colors back.
Yeah, Mtron too.
Probably what's
Nice
holding
plan.
me back,
Green.
honestly. It's the
So
neon.
sad.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, so this is the set, $100 as we said. What I love is that little rover that comes out of it. I'm gonna start there because that little rover is amazing, just from the looks of it, and it fits so. Do I have a picture of it in the ship itself? It just
I don't
looks.
think they go back to the one where, no, the one where it shows the different parts. Oh, yeah, that one's good too because it has a drop ship.
Hey,
Yeah, so and they demonstrated it when I got to see the set in Denmark, where it actually has a feature that you choop, and then it, drops. So I think it's pretty neat.
So you could be hovering it and it kind of just like flick a switch and it drops down.
And then it will drop out the little like rover, and then the rover can like do rover things. And I think it also like can pick it up if you like. I don't know. I didn't get to play with it, so I'm just kind of going based off of
here,
what I
I can do the live demonstration. I do
Yeah.
have it here. I got to connect the modules.
Oh, have
but-
we? I didn't know we were past embargo.
Yeah, it was this
Yeah.
morning, so we can do whatever we want. But basically, it's this little lever here, and you can just move it off to either side, as represented by your beautiful printed arrow pieces. And this is
Can we
probably
wait? Hold up. Can we get a ooh together, guys? 1, 2, 3. Ooh.
And here, this is probably gonna. It's a little bit of a drop here, but all you do is move that, and there it goes. Drops right out, and then you can basically just it slides right back into place, and it uses those rubber Technic pieces that you're probably familiar with. They got the 2 axle holes in it, and
Yeah.
that's all the pressure that it needs to hold the vehicle in place. And pushing that lever basically just moves them far enough apart so it can fall out.
That's
It's
awesome.
simple enough, but it's really quite a robust mechanism and a ton of fun. So much better than the original, which is janky as all can be. But yeah, just one of the ways that this is. You can see the 40 years they've had time to innovate, believe it or not.
And on top of that, there's so much modularity to the set. Like, the vehicle is one part of it, but I absolutely love the fact that it, like the original, you can still pop it apart. Like, the little ship comes out. Like, I love how you showed in your video where, like, the other one was kind of this weird janky, we're going to drop a cargo thing, and then it comes out, whereas this, like, just drops right out of the middle of it. But But we got the two little fighter jets on the either
Yeah,
side
they're
that.
cool.
Also, I love that when you put them in there, it makes the Blacktron logo, which is just
Mhm.
such a fun detail.
Or the
The
Triforce.
Yeah, or the Triforce, whichever way you want to flip it.
I should
Uh,
mention there's actually, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it in time, but the instructions had a little blurb about that too. Like it was meant to be a disguise. Oh yeah, here it is. Remain on high alert even if the Renegade leaves orbit. Blacktron agents can deploy for espionage missions using
Oh.
one-person infiltration speeders disguised as the Blacktron insignia.
hold
Ooh.
up, is there lore tidbits in the
Oh,
instruct?
throughout, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're getting like back to the Lion Knight's castle, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
it's really good. Like even about the power pods that they added, the rocket fuel, the red energy pods. Yeah, it was a very enjoyable build experience. Just because of all those little tidbits they have throughout, and a lot of them are just goofy little things, right? But some of them attempt to add, something to the Blacktron lore, which is pretty cool.
quick, two notes to add to this.
Oh, Brad's geeking out now.
Do any of them mention any other classic like space factions?
I want to say there was something about them. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay.
You got to tell them about the Will of the Witch reference. I know they told us not to say anything yet, but
Wait, what?
no,
He's screwing with us. He's screwing.
I'm trying to screw with Brad.
The other
Yeah,
question
fools, the
I
colors
think
are on point.
I think someone at Lego
Yeah.
is finally starting to watch my live streams because I brought this up about every new classic like remake set. Of just like I loved it in the Lion Knight's Castle, and it was so sad when it didn't happen in Medieval Town Square. So like
Yeah.
it coming back
I don't have that.
gives
set
me
yet.
hope. Gives me hope. You need to get it.
I wasn't crazy about the look of it. It's just a lot of money for what
Well,
it actually is.
The Lego experience.
Well,
You're
I
in
know
land,
that's
figure out a
always
way.
true. That just looks particular. I got the Wolfpack figure. I'm good.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other most of the mini. I got the minifigures on Pab.
Oh yeah, that's the best way
besides
to
the
do
point,
it.
but-
Oh, 100%.
Caleb, question: Does it is it modular with the cruiser? Like, does that work, or are they not quite?
So I was gonna bring that
No.
point up, but
Yes.
you can.
That's how it was with the original set. You could.
Yeah,
do that.
so that's definitely a big thing to talk about. Now, they're very similar. They're very, very
Mhm.
similar. So I don't know if either of you have had the opportunity to actually build the original gift with purchase. But I've got the instructions here. But basically, if you want to throw
Yeah.
this up on the main screen again, you can see that each module in the gift with purchase used basically a unique connection. For instance, this one has 3 clips, 1 bar receiver, or not even a bar
Yeah.
receiver, right? And that's going to differ from section to section of the gift with purchase, whereas everything on, as you can see in the picture there, is consistent in the Renegade, which is good, right? Because you can put the modules any which direction on the Renegade. You could even make the whole ship backwards if you want. That's the power of it. But unfortunately, that means that out of the box, at least, the gift with purchase is not compatible because it is just a weird design in general. But I found it pretty easy to swap out everything for the standardized system that was introduced with the Renegade. There's just a few parts where the walls are a bit thinner, right? Because what they're using are 1x2 with the bars in the middle to accomplish for the receiving. And obviously that takes up 2 studs of space. So in a smaller ship, there wasn't always room to add that seamlessly with the gift with purchase invader, but it can be done. I think all you really got to do is just buy a handful of those extra 1x2s and be a little creative, and you can figure it out. Because the height difference of the clips, because there's 2 layers of clips in both models, right? That is consistent from ship to ship. So it really is just changing out where you have a receiver and where you have a clip, right?
So I honestly was hoping they would change that system from the GWP because I think that Technic pins work so much better. Like I don't know why this is the system that they're doing when like like I know Slugger brought this up in his video about it and how he's just gonna switch all of them to Technic pin
Yeah.
connections. And it's like I feel like that's better. I don't know why they moved away
I
from that because
think the biggest thing, like, I feel like the ultimate solution is maybe an axle that they use in so many of their other things. There's like the slightest bit of wobble here, right? You can see that,
okay.
and you don't get that with all the clips. The clips are very strong, and because there's so many touch points, right? You've got all four corners. You don't get any of the wobble, and I have to imagine that's the reason that they did it. But it's hard to get apart, especially for something like the Invader. I remember building that for the first time. Like, why do I need to connect these tiny little modules with 4 clips per section? Especially when you think of like the tail fins. Like, why does that need 4 clips? It's
And
insane.
the clips are so much easier to break too, which was like my issue with it. But like for the record, I say that, and that doesn't detract from the set for me. It's like, okay, that would have been nice if they had done that, but at the same time, the set is so beautiful that
the clip system grew on me a lot once I built Renegade, because you can see the value of it in there a lot more clearly than you can in the Invader gift with purchase.
Yeah. No, it looks really cool, and so in total there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections, technically with the clips. If I'm counting that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get the 2 little pods that pop off, and then the vehicle. So quite a bit. And honestly, I saw a comment here. Those rebrickable mods will be fun to see. And honestly, like I think this set is really cool, because you will be able to do that. You will be able to just build extra mods and just continue building out the ship, or how people are going to use this set to turn it into other sets, and other Blacktron vehicles is awesome. And as we already talked about, there's so many printed parts, and I think they were able to get away from that because they did 3 of the same minifigure, which is fine. It might have been cool to get a new Blacktron 1 torso type thing, like in that jumpsuit, or maybe some printed legs. But those figures are so good, and they didn't. We already had that Blacktron figure printing from the GWP, so they could just go, well, we don't need to make any new parts for this for the figures. We're just going to put that all into the ship. And honestly, this is one of the sets where I'm like looking at it and be like, usually these days I look at a set and go, I love the figures in it. I do love the build, but the figures are what stand out to me. And this is the first set where I'm like, I love this build ton, because it's just so good, and the figures are still really cool, but they're also that classic Blacktron figure, which you just can't go wrong with.
Totally.
So yeah, and then you also get a little robot with this set, which was kind of cool because you got it with the other set too. So honestly,
robot guy.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the reference to another space theme, I think, because that's stolen from another. Okay, yeah. Now I found it. To answer your earlier question, Brett. So the instructions say that this robot appears to be a corrupted Blacktron version of the standard support robot issued with 6952 solar power transporter. So there's your little juicy lore.
6952, you said?
6952 solar power transporter.
52.
6952. Yep.
Oh. This is sorry, I'm gonna pull up the set here. Just give me a second. This is Classic Space is the set theme it is, which actually makes it another tie-in to Galaxy Explorer, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. I just want to quickly throw this up. Sorry, it's been a bit since I've done this.
Oh, the suspense.
All right, so this is the set that we're talking about here, and you can see the little robot in the bottom left. So that's pretty cool. That is kind of a fun little reference. So I meant to download it, and I apologize, guys, but go look on Lego's Instagram for this set, because they did a video about the Blacktron set, and in it, there's a little clip, and you see 2 classic spacemen, and they're looking at a like radar dish, and you see a Blacktron logo on it appear. Now, in the Galaxy Explorer, there is this Blacktron logo on one of the radar dishes, and originally we all said it was a connection to the little ship, but it also is a connection to this set technically, because they show it in the video, so that's more confirmed right there. So they've kind of saying like this set and classic space goes really well together, which I mean it does. So that's I don't know. That's probably unneeded lore connection that no one needed, but I'm gonna make. So
We all needed it, Brad.
yeah,
That's what
thank you.
we're here for. We're here to be nerdy. Come on.
One second. So this is a question from our good friend Matt Mellish.
Aw.
I'm curious, are you guys satisfied with
Hard
current
time.
retro space 18 plus icon treatment, or would you rather it be its own theme with lesser quality?
I think it's great as it is. You know, I don't need too much space, but maybe people who are like spaces are number one thing. I like that we're each because everything we're getting is very high quality,
Yeah.
and that's great. Less is more sometimes.
Honestly, if every year we got a new pirate castle and space set, like just they what I'm saying is like I know this is too much to ask for, but like one of each of those sets spread throughout the year and it's like, castle is summer, space is like, winter, spring and like doing the high quality sets, I much prefer. Like this set
I agree with that, Brad.
is just such a good quality. The Galaxy Explorer is one of my favorite spaceships I've ever built. And I've built a lot of Star Wars sets, like because they feel complete. And it's what I always said. It was like sets like this, the Forest Hideout, Lion Knight's Castle, they just felt complete to me. Like it felt like the designers put their all into it, all that love that they had, and at the end, it's a product that I can put on my shelves and enjoy. But also, it's so playable. If you're even as an adult, I want to play with this set.
Yeah.
So I don't
I
know.
just want to
To
have it
me-
have battles with my Galaxy Explorer. So I'm like,
Exactly.
like it just looks so much fun.
I have my Galaxy Explorer in a wall mount, and I really want to get another one now, just to put it this one like behind it or like above it, like. But like
Mine is
honestly,
locked under Barad-dûr behind the Animal Crossing island, so they're having a little bit of an adventure. Just gonna play
Amazing.
Southport right now.
so what to answer that question though, that was my answer to it. What do you guys
Yeah.
how do you guys feel about the current lineup of Classic Space? What we're getting?
Yeah, I mean, I like this approach because you have to imagine at the end of the day, they're appealing to nostalgia, right? And
Right.
so I think it would be awesome to see a new generation grow up with the kiddie version of Blacktron, but I just don't think the desire is there. Kids like Ninjago and mechs and stuff, so at the end of the day,
do Exoforce then. Just saying.
Oh, I
No,
know.
that's a little different. That's a different can of worms there.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. I think the only thing I'd like to see improved is the box art this time around was your boring
Box
icon.
art's not great this time.
Oh, I have issues
no.
with this black box art.
Yeah.
It's a black set on a black box. What are you doing, Lego? I am sorry, but it is disappearing into the background, and that bothered me.
Yeah, it feels
It's,
like people are gonna. I think people who don't know what this is are gonna see this on shelves and still not know what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
Can't
that's
see
the
anything.
issue.
I don't know.
Like this feels like very deep into the lore of like people who know what this is, who know Blacktron, who know classic Lego.
Yeah, for sure. But
Oh, well,
overall, still really good. Two more details I want to quickly point out about it. So there's a landing gear that actually goes into the ship and comes out. You can see it if you go watch Cheesy's video. But you didn't mention this because I don't know if have you built the Galaxy Explorer, Caleb?
I've not. It's still sitting sealed. in
Okay.
my-
It's the same landing gear used for the Galaxy Explorer.
Really?
So I really like that because it matches in world, you could say. Like they're keeping those things the same.
That's
The
nice.
cockpits are the same. Like also, you talked about the engines are the same. So it's like I do like that they're kind of keeping it on brand with those two things.
They're funded. They reach out to the same supplier for some of these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
It's kind
Well,
of
they're made by the same spaceship maker. And, you know, he just
Exactly. They have no morals. They sell
Well,
to either party.
or-
Just need to make some money.
Or Blacktron steals parts
Oh,
from the classic space people and then paints it into
that would
their
explain
colors.
the modularity too.
But I do like this. This is a really good set. I'm loving it. So this is, some of the configurations you can do. There's that little ship again, which is just fun,
that's good.
those little things. And then
Right.
I love that the cockpit is now two-seater because I liked in the Galaxy Explorer how you could fit so many more minifigures in it.
Hmm.
And I kind of like that they did that a little bit for this set, where they just expanded enough so you could put a couple extra figures in
Is
it.
that the same windscreen piece from the Galaxy Explorer?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I will say, so there is one more detail, which a lot of people are talking about, is this little thing. So you can use
Ooh, yes.
take the the Renegade and turn it into this vehicle, and then also this little mech. And this vehicle is a remake of, is it Alienator is the name of
Yeah.
the set?
Alienator.
So you can actually kind of make the Alienator, which some people have been like, I don't know, it's not the same. And like, I looked at when I first saw this, I was like, oh, that's the Alienator. Like, so you can't get the, you have to go on Lego.com to get the instructions to build this, but still, they did this with the Galaxy Explorer, and they're actually, if you look at the box art, they're actually promoting it on the box art. You can look at the bottom left corner there. So like, that's cool. That is what Lego should be doing. Caleb, you talk about this all the time. You always bring up how old Lego sets in your retrospective videos, like, they always had this, what's it called? Just like alt builds.
Yeah.
They did it with this set.
So
That's
good.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's just like, again, just calling back to that, what was so nostalgic about these sets for a lot of people is that you were able to rip it up and make something new. I mean, I showed this earlier too, but that was so huge, especially for Blacktron, right? With the old sets and just doing the zaniest stuff. Yeah, and I hope stuff like that in these sets inspires some of the more collector-oriented Lego fans today to give their try at remaking maybe another classic Blacktron set out of these pieces,
Yeah.
This is just such great creativity fuel, and I'm sure it has to be a ton of fun for the designer too, to like, oh, I get to make a second model now out of these parts, and what a fun little challenge, right?
And the feet move on it too, which is such like, that was a thing back in the day where like the feet did that weird wobble.
So
And it's
good.
like, the fact that they kept that is awesome. And the little robot on the side, like little mech suit on the side, is awesome too. Like, I think a lot of people don't talk about that enough. So overall, like, thoughts on the set, guys? Like, how we feel, like, any final thoughts you want to say about this set?
My final thoughts are, I think it's really cool. I hope it performs like the Galaxy Explorer does so that we can get it for $60 at Walmart in a year.
Agree.
That is
And
where I got mine.
I kind of feel like that's how it's going to go, because I don't know. But it's great that Lego is doing it and making these things for us.
Totally.
To make a lot of people happy.
It is it's so funny. Obviously we live in very different circles compared to the average Lego consumer, because I dropped this video this morning expecting this to be like the most popular, best performing video of all time, and it is not, because people don't care about Blacktron, which is a baffling thing to even consider. How can you not care about Blacktron? I wake up every morning and I think about Blacktron. But what you gonna do? The fact that, like you said, Lego still decides to put these things out is great. And like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend $100 isn't a lot of money, but it's not. It's a good value set, right? They could have done something a little more greedy, like they did with the gift with purchase, like, oh hey, $250 price threshold to get a $30 set. But yeah, just to put this out, and I assume it's going to go out to retailers at some point too. Maybe like the Galaxy Explorer, and if it does, you're going to see it probably at a discount, which is fantastic. So yeah, there's a lot to love here. It's a simple set to build. I mean, there's going to be a lot of repetition, mirrored repetition on the wings and stuff, but you're going to be left with a very swooshable, very just, it's a good vibe putting something like this together, right? It takes you back to a simpler time. It's so imaginative. Compare this to any, Star Wars ship, which is colorless and lifeless. And then you get this, and it's like that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. I think this set is exactly, oh, that's not the one I meant to do. Is exactly what, I mean, fans like us, we want sets like this. We want those remakes of like you're talking about repetition, but there's also some parts of this that aren't repetitive compared to like the Galaxy Explorer, which is like kind of fun.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, I agree. Like it's definitely it's just a fun looking set, and it's like it's a set that brings me back to my childhood of just like it's sparking my imagination already. Like this set has a rover that looks tanky, and then there's the Galaxy Explorer has a rover, and maybe this rover is chasing that rover down. Like it, it's such I don't know this get like I've seen a lot of sets. We've seen a lot of sets get announced over the last few weeks. This is the first set where I was sitting at my desk at work, and I like moved forward in my seat and started like clicking through the images, and I was like freaking out. And one of my coworkers looked over at me and was like, "What's going?" I was like, "This is so cool." He's like, "Why do you like this?" I'm like, "It's Blacktron." And he's like, I okay, whatever.
I can't imagine Matticus here sitting on this secret for months.
Yeah.
Like, when the
Listen, I can't even speak of the secrets I'm sitting on.
because I don't even know this kind of stuff. So yeah, when I first saw the rumor, the rumor showed up, and the day after I got the review offer from LAN, and I went out and bought the first 87 Renegade I could find, which was missing pieces.
Awesome
I
deal.
didn't bother to look at the listing. I was so pumped, and yeah, it definitely lived up to the hype. And I love that Jay felt he could put his own creative spin on this rather than making it that one-to-one. I love this reimagining of it, and I know that's gonna rub some people the wrong way. I saw a few comments today too, like it's too yellow, or it's not
Too yellow. It's
yeah,
black
exactly.
on.
I didn't think about that, but you're totally right.
Yeah.
The reimaginative of this set is what makes it for me. Because
Yep.
I looked at this and immediately went, that's the Renegade.
It looks
But
like the
also when
Renegade.
you look, what?
I said it looks like the Renegade.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I thought you said it's not. I was like, wait, what?
No, that is yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like the Renegade. It is the Renegade.
And like, because I know everyone loved the Galaxy Explorer because they took it and just made it bigger. But they also tweaked it, And this set, I felt like they did that too, where they took it and they made it bigger, and then they tweaked certain aspects of it, and what they tweaked just worked so well. And it honestly makes me a little more excited about the set because it is, they had some fun with it, as you're right, Jay said. So I don't know. I have no issues with this set. Now, question. Now, Caleb, we can't really ask you this because you already have it, but if you didn't have this set, would this be a set that you'd pick up?
Yeah. Let me say this. Now that I've built this set, I am definitely wanting to go and crack open my Galaxy Explorer, right? It's just who knows, how many more of these they're going to do, especially like at this size with the questionable performance. And even though none of us clearly were alive when Blacktron was on shelves, there's something that very much speaks to a different era of Lego, a Lego era that we still are familiar with, when there was much more in-house themes and stuff. And so I want to support that to some extent, but I just enjoy that. So yeah, this would be an easy one to pick up. And, I feel like I'm not getting robbed while doing it. So that's always a plus.
Matticus, what do you think?
Yeah, I want it. Like I said, I'll try to get it at a discount. I pre-ordered the Galaxy Explorer thinking that it was going to be a massive hit and that I wouldn't be able to get it for forever. And I was like, it's a what do we call it? A Lego exclusive. I'll never get a discount on this. But then it turned out that it didn't really do that well. And so I learned from that. So I'm like, you know what? I can wait. I'll get a deal on this at some point in the future. But yeah, it's definitely one that, I got to have it. I love the classic themes.
I'm feeling the same way because I'm like, so I have January 1st off and I haven't done like a Lego store day one in a while. And I was like, it'd be kind of fun to do this, but I'm also like, maybe there might be some good GWP that comes out here soon that's just like worth me waiting on. But it's hard because like I want to get it and build it, but I also have some other really cool stuff coming in my mailbox here soon that I can build. So it's not like I don't have things to build, but I also, I want to get it, but just Cheesy was saying, like he wants to crack open his Galaxy Explorer. I really, because of this set, want to crack open my second to build the alt builds with.
Yeah,
So I agree with that.
I want to get out my Renegade. I also have the
Oh,
original Renegade.
really?
With the box, and it's
Oh man, okay,
it
now
doesn't
I'm
have
jealous.
the inner box. That's the only thing it's missing for whatever
Okay.
reason. I got it in a lot. It had like the box folded down, so yeah, it doesn't. But
That's
it's
cool.
yeah, it's great. It's wonderful. I built it before, but I want to get it out again.
So, last quick thing, we're talking about space, and then we're going to move on to one of my favorite topics. Real quick, so Lego is putting out one other space set in the beginning of the year. We got the new Space City set, which is based off that awesome Space City line that we got at the beginning of this year. So that's coming out. But honestly, between these two, like, if they're closely around the same price. When it comes to space, if I was given these two sets in front of me, I'm going for this one. Like, this is clearly the set I would rather get right now. But again, we are getting more space stuff.
How much is that new one? That other one?
It's like
I guess I don't know either.
80.
I want to say 80.
That's the most I would pay for that, and I don't want to pay 80 for this.
Yeah,
I do love that color scheme though too. That's good stuff.
Honestly, the design of these new space sets is really cool. Like,
yeah.
I'm glad it's still going. That's unexpected for sure. This is F1 year. This should be an F1 car because we need more of those.
Yeah. Can I just say, when I heard that it was gonna be an F1 year, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna save a ton of money because you either get. Which size of F1 car do you want this year, guys? Do you want the $100, the $5, or the $20? Like,
something for every F1 fan on your budget.
Yeah, I guess.
Sorry, yeah, I guess.
But this one, I saw this set and I was like, I'm not saving any money. But that's not the only classic retro stuff that's coming out this next year. We also, as always, are getting a new CMF line, which I am very excited about. I love CMFs. I've done so many videos on them. You guys know this if you watch my channel for a while. All right. Of course, there's two figures that we really want to talk about here. But before we get to those, is there any other figures in this line that really stick out to you guys that you're excited for beyond the two obvious ones?
Well, I can show you some of my favorites from the theme. Besides the two I know you want to talk about, but other than that, my favorite is this guy, the Boogeyman. I love
the
how
book. That's great.
It's a book, and inside he's got stories about the Boogeyman. But wait, he gets better. So he's got this big cartoonish face, and if you want to take his head off, he can show off those boogie pecs.
Oh yeah,
excellent. That's what I like to see.
I feel like this has potential for fantasy builders. Like, you could totally use this for all kinds of a hairy blue orc or something. He's got the shoulder markings.
My first thought is a blue gorilla. I don't know why.
All right, I'm waiting for that video.
I'll find the right head.
It's cool. I like this girl quite a bit. She's just really fun. She's got the little squishmallows, the not squishmallows, and the little hoodie in the back. Very detailed.
I kind of wish they'd actually made a hood like that instead of the
that
hair.
Would have been cool, or an alternate piece.
Yeah.
This one's really cute. The little hamster with the cucumber.
Oh, nice.
I think that's what that is. This one, I mean, I'm not really into the steampunk guy. I feel like people are really gonna like this who are into steampunk. I feel like I could use the parts for things.
Yeah.
But he looks really nice. I'm just going to show you all of them because why not? We'll go through it. It'll be real quick. The cat guy, I think this guy's really cool. Got hair on the pants. And then it's a new cat.
That's a great mold.
So cute.
Big fluffy kitty. And then the ball of yarn is also new. Which is cool.
What's the connection on the ball of yarn?
It's just like an anti-stud, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. It makes it very versatile. It kind of, it reminded me of a turban, but
it doesn't really work.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Here I am not looking at my minifigures. He's got a fun, he's been scratched.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that one's cool. At least set him back up again. And then what do we want to do next? Oh, this minifigure really bothers me for one specific reason. This is Cupid. The hard
What
eyes are
bothers
great.
you?
Well, let's say I'm just like moving my Cupid around. Oh, I knocked the wings off.
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
Oh,
Why
that
is
should have been just a neck.
It should have. But
Yeah.
I mean, on the other hand, this is a really neat piece.
Yeah.
And more
Probably
versatile because of it, but
It is more versatile, but it makes it a very frustrating figure. And then like
never would have
it
expected that.
missed a lot.
Interesting.
I don't understand it all. It makes there has to be some reason. You know how it is with Lego making molds.
Yeah.
Like I would, and again, no knowledge. This isn't land knowledge or nothing here. There has to be some reason that they needed this for something else later this year.
Wait. Why does
Unless
that feel
it's
like it would
already
go
made.
great with there's those flying Koopas from Mario?
Oh,
Could be.
That's a good thing.
Not minifigure, I'm just saying like in general, like I don't know.
Did
I feel
Brad
like
just confirm minifigure Mario? Oh my god.
yes,
Brad
me and all my
confirmed.
knowledge guys. I will say that figure excites me though because of the bow, and I love collecting different
Yes.
color bows.
That's
and
right.
The bow- You know what?
I also
red
kind of
one-
would love the toga for like Romans if there wasn't the heart on it.
It's a little too like goofy, but he does have the little arm, like you could.
I
if
do
you wanna
like
make
that.
yellow. That's
Okay.
cool. And then I think the hard eyes are fun. Like if
Yeah.
you're just making like some kind of goofy scene, like this is a character who's in love. I think that's a lot of fun.
Oh, okay, sorry. I know my brain always goes to castle, but it'd be a lot of fun to have a witch, and then like you get a knight with like the big heart, like she's like enchanting him,
Yep,
you know?
Yep.
Or just like like a Romeo and Juliet type of scene.
Oh
like
yeah.
the serenader with
You get-
the bard.
So you got to get the heart eyes, and then you got to find a figure that has like a very grossed out face, and then like have them like across from each other.
That'd be funny. Next is the I'm gonna hold on. Actually, just put this on the stand so we can show it all at once. Does it connect? No, it doesn't work like that. All right, sorry, I'm breaking everything. This is teaser. This is the telescope, and then this is the astronomy kid. I don't know if that's what the name is for this character. But what's really cool, we got the rocket ship on the shirt, and she has a limb difference. So she's got that. And then this is the new piece. I think this was in Friends.
Oh
First.
yeah.
I don't know if it's the same one that was in Friends because the hands are a little bit different, but it's the same premise. So it's got the little appendage. So there's and it came in with an extra one. So I guess that could be
Interesting.
useful for mock builders. This is interesting. This one I said in my review that I don't really care about this one because it's just not appealing to me. But it's a jetpack guy.
Wait,
Good
hold
Octane
up,
printed.
hold up, hold up.
Oh, you didn't know this, did you?
No. There's that symbol right below the octane. That was on two other figure.
Yeah, hold on. Let me find it. I have it. Where is it?
Because it's on the robot cook from the space line. And then there's one other one. Oh
I found
shoot!
it.
I did a video. Oh yes. The robot dude has it on the side of his gun.
Doesn't this guy? This guy.
Yes, and then there's also the chef from the space line.
Chef. Wait, where does the chef have it?
It's back of the head.
Oh,
Wow.
what
And
is
if-
this?
I've
what
never
is this
seen
symbol?
that before.
I did it. I talked about this in my Space CMF
Do we know what it
video.
is, Brad?
Telling me you don't watch my videos. I see how it is, Caleb. Not
I don't watch anybody's videos. I don't even watch my own videos.
No, so the closest thing I could find is this looks like one of those eject
Let 'em go.
DVD buttons from
Sure.
like.
Oh, it
Yeah,
does look
sure.
like an eject button, but is that
But
what it's supposed to be?
Besides that, I found it on. I think that's three. I can't remember if it was on the Nurse Droid 2, but it was on a bunch of figures. And I still to this day cannot figure out what it is, but I am trying. I want to know what it is.
That's interesting.
It is also on the Nurse Droid, yes.
Yes,
There we
because
go.
I noticed it was all on robots, which is why it
That-
confuses me that it's on.
What is this? Lego, what does this mean?
Wait, what does the head look like for the rocket guy?
Oh, so this is him in I guess in flight mode. Sorry, he's got
Okay,
the
I'd
mask
love
on.
that head. That'd be great
pretty
for some
cool.
like. My
And
first thought
then-
was like a SWAT team, but
And this.
Okay.
The head reminds me, it's so weird the way my brain works. The head reminds me of something. Let me look it up. And I'm going to send you the link in the chat. But it reminds me of one of the old racers.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm
I-
talking about?
Yep. I was the old Ferrari sets had dudes like that. Yeah. I was also thinking there's somebody like that in Dino Attack. It was-
Oh yes, that's what I was thinking of, like the military guys, like with the.
Mm.
Dino Attack was so edgy.
I love that
Dino
game.
Attack was like I don't know, like a fever dream.
Yeah.
It really was. We're not going to see the Dino Attack callback gift with purchase anytime.
Yeah, I'm
soon.
waiting for that one. Like, so okay, we had those guys, and then
Then wait, there's one more. Oh, the two more. Sorry. Okay, this one's a longboarder. This is a very detailed figure. I love the hat hairpiece. Like,
Oh, that is fun.
yeah,
That's
that's
super
cool.
fun. First Lego longboard. We got some random symbols that I don't recognize. I don't know, stuff.
No triangles, right?
No triangles. We don't have the evil
It's
space.
not a
mech
robot
Lego.
in disguise.
Not a robot. Not
Ooh.
a transformer. And then the pterodactyl girl, who look at this like ferocious expression. I love that. She's like, "Rawr!"
So cool.
That's a great.
This is the third one of our dinosaur guys, our
Oh yes, 'cause we
costume
got
people.
the Triceratops and the T-Rex, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's fun. That's
Oh,
cool.
where-
I like that. So
Oh, I see the Triceratops.
there's two of these figures though that everyone's excited about. But before I'll be honest, steampunk one definitely excited me. We don't get a lot of steampunk stuff, and that
No.
figure just has a lot of cool parts. But as always, we really care about one figure that is in this line, and that's the new Wolfpack figure, which Matticus is showing off right
I
there.
love this figure. I love the howling expression.
Yeah.
He's great. He's got his wolf buddy. First, this scale Lego wolf. We had the wargs from Lord of the Rings, but the first, reasonably wolf-sized wolf. So cool.
It's great. It's honestly everything we want out of it. Now I have some overall thoughts about this, but first let's talk about the figure. First off, brand new Wolfpack shield, which is what we're all really excited about from this figure.
Mhm.
I mean, it's got the new design of the Wolfpack on it, but it's still pretty much the same as the old one. And we're also all happy about that because we got the new Wolfpack figure in Medieval Town Square. So it's great to just kind of be able to get a shield and kind of add on to that figure.
The logo
I
is
want to
slightly
point
different.
out these two torsos are different. Yes, we just got a Wolfpack figure, but they're pack figure, but they are very different. And because everyone always keeps getting confused about that. It's like, well, is this the same one? It's like, no, this is a very different one.
A little better.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of. They're both nice in their own way.
It's good to have variety, right?
Look at
Yes.
the arms.
Wait,
He's got chainmail on the arms.
Oh man.
He's
What I
got
love about-
chainmail on the legs.
Chainmail around the neck too.
Chainmail around the it's the little chain for his big fluffy coat. Like that's just great. Cloak.
What makes this one great to me is that there is all those additions on. There's some really great pieces that if you're a fan of making castle figures, those legs, the number of figures I want to use those legs for, because it's black on top and then brown on the bottom, and usually that's
It's very
reverse.
versatile.
Yeah.
There's just so much we can do with that.
It's perfect. It's such a good set of legs.
I like too that they didn't. Check out the legs. I like that they didn't put the belt on the torso.
Yes. Which
So
was a
you
big
can
complaint from
switch
the last one.
Variety. Also, just the back
Oh,
side
nice.
looks very nice too.
Honestly, the back printing is good for a figure on its own.
I mean, yeah, if somebody wants to flip the arms around, I mean, I don't do that, but yeah, if you're into that, could totally.
Yeah, I mean, this figure's just perfect all around.
Honestly, it's a perfect figure. I'm already thinking it's probably minifigure of the year 2025.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, no. Well, see, this is the thing, though.
Thinking
Even when
now,
we,
that might be minifigure of the year 2025.
we say that, for castle figures because they're so good, and then when people make the list, they don't put on the good castle figures for, let's say 2024. The best one was Basil the Bat Lord. Cheesy.
That was 2023.
No, that was 2024. Sorry. Okay, for those who don't know what I'm talking about,
God, it feels like a million years ago.
Caleb made his video Best Figures of 2024 and didn't put Basil the Bat Lord on it.
This is an
Shame on you,
argument I
Caleb.
guess we have to have later.
Shame on you.
That's what Brad said too.
I may have shamed some other things too, but that's
Cursed my family for a generation or two.
Oh my
And your lizard. Don't forget the
Oh,
lizard.
I have not forgotten.
I got a very strong worded message from your wife after that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But no matter what, just having fun over here, guys, as always. But honestly, like the head, everything is great about this figure. There's a couple things I wish they would have done differently. It'd been awesome to see a new hood mold or something in that style. I just like my ideas would have been making the rogue hood in black, just because you get the cool bandit look to it, or bringing back the old hood. I don't know, like just a different hood variety, but also at the same time, this hood, like they have so many new parts on this figure. The hood is just like it's not the end of the world. Honestly, I think it works very well for this figure.
For sure.
Listen to that, Brad.
That hood has been a bit hit or miss for me on some minifigures, but yeah, I do think it works here.
It works really well.
And then, of course, the wolf, which is a part that we've wanted for ages. So
I didn't know I wanted it.
I've always said that they should make a wolf. So
that is true.
I will say I love this figure, but I also feel like they didn't need to add him. So okay, this is why I love the figure. I think this figure, first off, we get all these cool Wolfpack parts. I'm a big fan of the Wolfpack, so it's really cool to do that. Secondly, we got the Black Falconer, and we got the Wolfpack Beastmaster, and they just fit so well into their factions. And I'm like, I'd love to, like, I feel like it's cool that they're kind of like, it's almost like a sub-theme of castle figures there that they're doing. That I'd love to find out how they would do even more of them.
Dragon Master, Dragon Trainer.
Yeah, like
Dragon Master.
Well, I'll give you guys a little insight into my next video. May have done something like that. Yeah, I was thinking this one, but I was like, you can't really do a lion. Like
Maybe lion. We could include a little lion cub.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cute.
But it's like a faction, some sort of animal tamer, whatever. Like that's cool, and I really like that idea. But
I'm sure that goes along with what we were talking about earlier, though. Like this doesn't appeal to your mainstream Lego buyer, right? So throw in an animal, now it's all of a sudden very interesting. So I'm guessing that's what they're doing here.
And, yeah.
And hey, whatever gets us figures like this, I think this is a win-win situation here.
Exactly. And I will say, like, that's why I love CMFs. We got Basil the Batlord, an amazing like this is the most like the reason the last Wolfpack figure wasn't as detailed like this one is because it came in a set. They made, 6 new torsos or something like that, or 6 new parts. Whereas for something like this, they can put so much like detail into one figure and not have to worry about it affecting the other figures in the set.
I think, Caleb, maybe you know this specifically, but I think, don't they also like create the CMFs at a different factory, or there's something like that. There's a different process where like they are actually able to put more detail into CMFs than they can in a minifig that would go into a set. That's why we often get like the printing on the side of the legs. I don't know if I have one like this, you don't really get that in a Lego set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I
assume that's still the case, but it definitely was at some point. Because there was even like plastic quality differences at first. At least they figure that out now. And like these last few years, I mean, we were all like, $5 for a minifigure is insane. But they've actually upped the quality enough where it's like whatever. And I mean, we probably spend $20 on figures from time to time, so nothing feels bad anymore.
Sure.
$20, jeez.
Yeah, guys, $20.
Oh dear, Brad, what have you done?
D&D figures are retiring soon. How to catch up. I will say I do kind of wish we'd gotten like I'm really loving these remakes, but I am at the point of like, can we just get like a cool castle figure that's just a cool castle figure? Like it doesn't need to be connected to like, old faction or anything, or like we already got a Wolfpack figure last year and I do love that figure, but it's like, and I do love, again, like I love this figure and I'm really excited for it and I want to buy like 40 of them, but it's also like we could have used this spot for something else, and that's what really I'm struggling with right now is it's like
Brad, Wise.
We could have gotten another bard-like figure. You know, like the goat herder was
Just got
something
a
different.
bard. We just got a
But
couple of bards.
well, I'm more saying of like we could have gotten a new Raven, like it's like a new faction figure, just like anything, like a new castle figure that's not connected in any way to the other. It's just a fun
Well,
castle
we know
figure.
that's happening. We're getting a new castle figure.
Oh, don't even get me started on the worst Lego set of 2025.
Wow.
It's going to be, and I am sticking behind this, and Lego is awful, awful people for making that set.
Oh,
Alrighty then.
Okay.
You're telling me that the gumball machine is going to be something that isn't just stealing our money because they're like, oh, we're putting a new classics. It is an awful set that they are
Bricks and
putting
pieces,
amazing
bricks and
figures in
pieces.
to get
I
us
was
to
gonna
buy.
say, wait until we get Pick-a-Brick.
But we don't know if that's for sure, and that's
We
what makes me
don't.
upset about
I
this.
know. I'm still upset that we didn't get the new Dragon Master's torso on Pick-a-Brick at
Same.
any point.
That was
makes me
crazy.
sad. That's a big hot take.
But I don't know. I think it would just been cool because, as you said, the average fan doesn't. They see a wolf and they think that's cool. I also wolf faction is cool. No matter who you are, wolf faction is cool. But I don't know. That's great. But I just wanted to say something about that. However, we are getting in the Bricklink Designer Program this new Wolfpack set.
Yeah, that's cool.
So this figure is going to be even more desirable because people know this set's coming out and they're going to want to fill it with some more Wolfpack, which we're going to have a Dragon Paladin issue. Oh, nah, I don't think it's going to be the exact same issue, but it is going to be, this figure is going to be hard to get. And that is something I'm scared of because like someone like me is looking at it going, hey, I would love to get like 100 of these just because because I love the figure. And I also know with a set like this coming out, so I don't know. It's gonna be a little bit of an issue that we're gonna see for sure. But I will say I do wonder if this CMF figure is gonna impact this set, as in like, hey, originally we didn't have Wolfpack shields, but now we technically do. So could this be the first time we see?
I feel like CMFs are again. It's kind of like what Matticus was saying. Like, just because of the factory they're producing, you can't mass produce. Well, again, Bricklink is obviously not mass produced, so maybe. But
I don't think we've ever seen anything from a minifig be on Pab, right? Or like anything like that. Like I don't
they
even,
have recycled stuff into sets in the past, but it's very rare.
Yeah.
That happens, and then they just become a permanent part of the portfolio. So they have to have widespread use, whereas some of that stuff, like a Wolfpack shield, probably not.
Yeah, and that's why I'm just like, because like, so when we got the CMF Crown Knight, the pink one, like the Yellow Castle Knight,
that one was
that shield was also in the Lion Knight's castle.
But that shield is actually, when it was listed on Pick-a-Brick, it was listed as a separate entry, either because there was something slightly different about the plastic or the mold, but internally Lego cataloged it as a different element.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because I tried to buy them both through the LAN Pick-a-Brick program.
Oh, really?
And the prices were different. I want to say I don't know why the shield was even on Pick-a-Brick in the first place, but there's something goofy with how they organize those.
Well, I don't know. Just still a thought of we might see that shield in this set, which would be awesome. But I wouldn't say don't count on it. I will say we did get the wolf goat herder last year, and then immediately got a goat in a new set. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this wolf in black in like a Ninjago set, or more likely a city set. So, just saying, guys, keep the lookout for that, and it's not unlikely. Other figure we're really excited about is the new pirate figure. I have one big issue with this figure, and it's if you look at the torso, what does that torso remind you of?
Pirates.
Nope. Think of a recent D&D
no,
line.
No, Matticus, you're wrong.
Not a pirate.
Well, yes, it reminds me of a pirate.
It's blue.
Think of the D&D line.
I was gonna say the elf bard.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a recycled, like it's that print. Like the vest is very similar to the elf bard. I don't know. I'm just saying it looks similar, and I'm like, could we have not gotten another color one wave later?
It's a good. Yeah, it's a.
You raise a good point, actually. Hold on. They're similar.
I know they're not exactly the same. The pirate one has more piratey stuff on top of all of it,
Right.
but
What color would you have preferred? I guess.
dark green. But that's beyond the point.
Oh, well, I mean, that would have been better, actually. You probably have a point there. But I would have liked this guy in dark green, though, to be honest. I would have liked this.
I would like any figure in dark green. So
I see what you're getting at. No, I love this figure. I'm on such a
Yeah.
Pirates craze right now after buying all the 4 Juniors Pirate sets from 2004. I want real Pirates now.
Yeah.
Pirates
Wow,
were
those sets were a fever dream. They had pretty cool parts, actually.
so cool.
Yeah.
Every like 50% of the parts were either exclusive or incredibly rare.
The colors of the animals, the goblets and gems, and all the little like, detail-y bits that I get into. Yeah, they were cool.
Not to cut us off, but we are running low on time here, so we should quickly.
You had
Sorry.
to wrap up soon, didn't you?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this figure is great. Like printing, as we always love, that little waist cape. Also, new animal bird, which
Gotta
is
love the cockatoo.
Yup,
So
a
good.
great addition. On top of the classic pirate we've always had. The new hairpiece. I mean, on top of that, it's a good figure, and it's pirates. Like this is a good pirate figure, and it will go great with Barracuda Bay and El Dorado Fortress. So overall, great figure. Any other thoughts from you guys about this figure?
I'm super hyped about this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Can't go wrong.
No
I'd like to
complaints.
get a couple more of them.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think this is the one I'm going to get a bunch of, just like parts
Versatile
and stuff.
parts.
Yeah.
So, we also got another set that's coming out this year that's kind of a throwback to vintage Lego, which is the 3-in-1 Medieval Dragon. If you don't know, this is based off of the classic dragon. Now, everyone's been saying they want the classic dragon back.
Here we go.
Just saying, we got it back. And this is all thanks to one of our favorite, at least me and Caleb's, one of our favorite designers, Aaron, who did the Exo Force throwback and also so much other stuff. So there's 3 alt builds. You get the classic dragon, you get the sea serpent, which is honestly kind of better than the one that came in the 3-in-1 Viking set. Just saying. And then a phoenix. So some pretty cool builds here. And this is definitely a great one if you're a fan of dragons. And I think it's honestly one of the best 3-in-1 dragons we've seen. So.
Yeah, Aaron Newman can build the dragon. Holy cow. He did
Yeah.
or helped with the Dragon Emotion from Ninjago, which is another just insane model. Yeah, he's been knocking it out of the park with the 3-in-1. So he was also responsible for this year's Giraffe 3-in-1 and the Fox.
Right.
So, yeah. That and stuff from the City line too, the smallest $20 spaceship from the City line, and also the space station is his.
Yep.
So you can only make bangers apparently. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, let's get him in every Lego theme.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. And what I love about him is, like, he posted this on his Instagram when he did the Exo Force roller coaster, and he said, I was told to make a roller coaster, and I think it was like the robot, and he was like, I want to do Exo Force, and he told the other designers, and they're like, yes, do that. And it's like, a lot of people are like, well, why is Lego doing an Exo Force remake or this? And it's like, no. Lego designers are being told, make this thing, and they're going, well, I love these classic things, so let's kind of sneak this
That's
into
actually
it.
really cool.
So
That's
think
great.
about that, and like something like the Renegade, Lego probably went, hey, we're gonna make a spaceship, let's do that. So I really like that, and I appreciate when designers do that. So I'm really excited to see what Aaron throws in future sets, because he's definitely making sets that I am looking at and going, like, I mean, this was one of the best sets of this year. So, like, I love what he's doing, and I can't wait to see what he's doing more. But that's all the stuff that we know of. Supposedly, there's rumors of 3-in-1 Castle coming out next year, too, and other stuff. But, as of right now, we're looking at these sets. We're coming to the end of 2024, and we're kind of seeing what 2024's does. We're kind of starting to see 2025 is starting off pretty good. Like, wrapping up this year, what are your guys' final, like, some final thoughts to wrap up this year about how you guys felt? And then going into next year, what are you guys excited about? What are maybe some hopes that you guys have going into next year for Lego?
That's a good question.
That's
I
really-
mean, what would I want to see? I want to see a new original theme from Lego pop up in the summer. That's kind of like my dream for 2025, right? But honestly, all things considered, 2024 was a great year. Especially like when I had the chance to look back on like the minifigure quality, I saw lots of improvements there. Lots of great models that fans are really excited about this past year. But yeah, the Blacktron is a great way to kick things off. So hopefully we get more original ideas coming from the designers, because there are clearly very talented people working there right now. And like if they were unleashed, imagine what they could do.
Yeah, my my wish list for 2025 is, it's kind of a wish list for 2026 actually, because well, we're getting all this F1 stuff, which is great for people who are into F1, but like as we've kind of all expressed, it's like not for us. So I want a chance to kind of reset, give us some good key hits. Like I want more Animal Crossing, I want more great botanical sets, I want like the themes that I'm really into. But I mean, if they're gonna be making all this F1 stuff, it means we're gonna have less of like other things, right? So my hope is that they do that, have a ton of sets. I know we all have a ton of sets. And then that they come back really good in 2026 with a really cool new theme. Because it does seem like they've been doing a theme per year. We had space this past year. The year before we had 90 years of play with the anniversary, and now it's F1. So I think the sky's the limit. So I'm just really hoping to have a nice relaxed year and then have a really, really good 2026.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, I want more city construction sets. Those are amazing.
That'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
Inevitable.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. This year is like, I just hope that the excitement I'm having about the sets that we got, I'm not just going to feel that in the beginning of this year. And I'm really hoping that there's stuff that excites me later on. Supposedly there are fantasy stuff and, stuff, like I really want anything fantasy, whether that's Lord of the Rings, Castle, D&D again. I just hope like I see some of that stuff throughout the year, and it's not just, I'm really excited because there's two throwback items in the beginning of this year, and then it's like, oh, the rest of this year is okay, whatever. But it's just the beginning of the year, and so I think 2024 we had a lot of surprises throughout the year, and it was a really good year for that kind of stuff. We had Barad-dûr, which I actually recently built, and it was an amazing build,
nice.
and we had the D&D set, which I'm very excited to get my hands on still, and D&D CMF figures, and Basil the Batlord, and Goat Herder, and it's like, that was a good year. Like, I think about it, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of good stuff, and I was excited at different points throughout the year, and I want to feel that same way in 2025. So Lego, the bar's very low for me. So, but at the same time, like as I said, F1 was very disappointing for me. F1 I felt like was a major mistake for Lego, because yes, they are targeting F1 fans, but you can't do a lot with F1. And F1 is literally, it's the big set. It's different sizes of the same vehicle, and that's what disappoints me about F1.
People are hyped though.
But there's no creativity behind it. Whereas Space, there was so much creativity.
But there's money!
I don't like, Brad, what you just described is exactly why it's a brilliant idea for them to do it.
Yeah, because they can be
a lot of
lazy.
people. There's instant, like, what do you call those? Like impulse buys for people who just need something small. There's big gifts for big collectors. There's stuff for kids. There's adults. I mean, it's got something for everybody. And like, look, they're a business. They're here to make money. So they need to make decisions that are good for them for business. But it's not something I would have personally chosen, but I totally get why they're doing it.
Yeah, if they make money on that, just think about how many more monies they can afford to lose on this.
That's true. Okay, this is the reason I'm saying I don't like it. It's just because like Space, there's a lot of creativity behind it. Yeah. F1, there's nothing. It's the same vehicle over and over again, and that's what upsets me about the whole F1 thing. But I'm excited for Lego to show me
You
what
can
cool
build
things they
an
can do
F1
next year.
spaceship if you buy one, and then you just turn it into a spaceship.
There you go. Yeah, it's up to you to be creative. Be the change you want to see in the world, Brad.
Yeah, that's why I keep making castle content.
Yeah, wait a second.
on
You like
that
big
note-
gray boxes. That's pretty formulaic as well.
But it's different shapes of gray
Oh,
boxes.
true. Okay. Yeah, you got me. You got me.
And there's better minifigures.
Yeah, if F1 cars had 6 wheels, that'd be more interesting.
Yeah, how about 7?
You know, if they
Ooh,
had
okay.
like a knight in the driver's seat instead of the same minifigure, I might get excited.
Oh.
But
Right.
as I said, the bar is low. But guys, this was such a lot of fun to talk
This was
about
fun.
these sets. Caleb, Matticus, thank you so much for joining
Thanks for
me
having us.
today.
Mhm.
And guys,
Always.
thank you. We had over 60 people watching the stream today. So
go!
thank you to everyone who stopped by and watched. The conversation was awesome to see.
Shout out to my
you guys talk.
wife.
Yeah, woo! She carries the Cheesy Studio channel. Not
Oh, she does. She does.
But guys, so much fun. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below of the sets that we're getting in 2025 and your guys' final thoughts about 2024 and what you're hoping to see in 2025. Again, thank you to all for joining today, and I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye!
Bye.